between the BC Bulls and the visiting Brighton Bruins. Today's contest is hosted by the Windsor School District in collaboration with the Farm and Section 4 Athletics, and proudly supports this announcement. Please display good sportsmanship at all times. Your cooperation will be appreciated. As we also remember that this is an athletic event about to commence and another fine example of the programs offered by our schools. We should recognize the purpose of athletics to promote physical and mental and social well-being in the individual players, their fans. And this is a game between high school students, not professionals. We encourage that everyone in attendance display proper ideals, sportsmanship, ethical conduct, fair play, and Section 4 rules include no alcohol, no noisemakers, including the cows and horses, obscene language, and throwing of objects. Anyone not abiding by these rules set forth may be subject to immediate ejection from the premise. Now it is time for our starting lineups. First, for the Brighton Bruins, goalie and captain Ryan Horowitz. Number 2, defenseman Brandon Tasha. Number 3, forward Carson Meehans. Captain, defense, number 12, Matt Brassey. Number 19, forward, Emmett Land. And number 6, Natalie Luntz. And now for your starters, BC Bulls. At goalie, number 30, Owen Morgan. Number 11, defenseman Brennan Poole. Defenseman number 24, Joe Pierce. At forward, number 26, Jason Wabra. At forward, number 22, Tristan White. Taking the face off today, number 5, Megan Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and if you are able to, we will now play the national anthem. The sound itself may be a little faint, so we need everybody to sing along today.
People are like, if they somebody put on there 10 million Americans, it was worthy.
No, that's how things go south. Welcome to today's game between the Brighton Bruins and BC Bulls. As we start the game here, BC starts with the puck in their offensive zone, controlled right now by Alex Burpee, who dumps it in the corner, back to number 8, Brock Malzak. Puck battle in the corner between Will Pfeiffer and Patrick Rohr. Adams comes out with it, pass to Chris Pierce. Chris Pierce shoots, goes high over the goalie's right shoulder. Burpee leaves it for Adams. Shot on goal, he'll cover for a face-off. We don't have any music because there's no Bluetooth. But I'm not going to talk the whole time. Max DeVoe takes the face-off, back to Brennan Poole. Behind the net, Dylan Terrell and Marco Bianco chase it. Max DeVoe up at the point, shot on goal, save. Nazio takes a face off, back to Joe Pierce. Joe Pierce sends it around the boards to Lucas Labish. Puck battle in the corner, squirts loose and heads back towards the goalie, Owen Morgan. Plays it for Broom, leaves it for Brennan Poole. Poole enters the zone. Puck quickly goes the other way.
Icing. Number 20, Finn O'Brien on the face-off for the Bulls. Pushed in the corner and around the back of the net. Bobish sends it the other way. Big check by Brennan Poole, keeps it in the zone. Puck gets past Joe Pierce, and here comes the Bruins the other way. Emmett Land with a touch of the puck there, leaving it for number 12, Matthew Brassey. Brassey scoops it forward, takes a bounce into the BC defensive zone. Face off Adams. Pfeiffer shot deflected by a Bruins defenseman. Pfeiffer keeps it in the zone, gives it back to Pierce. His shot misses wide to the goalie's left. Another shot on goal, shoot and score, Alex Burpee. Bulls jump out to a 1-0 lead after an Alex Burpee goal. First of the year, I believe, for the defenseman, captain for Broome. Adams on the faceoff. Fired in, back behind Owen Morgan. Chris Pierce chases it, loses it. Looks up past Will Pfeiffer, offsides. Adams will take the face-off. Pushes it forward, before he's met by some Brighton defensemen, who then play the puck, chipping it back behind Owen Morgan, where Alex Burpee is there. Burpee makes a move behind his own net. Puck comes out, glides into the BC offensive zone. Played by number 3, Carson Meehan for Brighton. Chips it up to number 19, Emmett Land. Land on the move. Land takes a shot, misses wide to the goalie's left. Puck stuck in the Brighton offensive zone. Shot again by Land. Goes just wide to the goalie's right. Collision at center ice. Creates the loose puck. Burpee goes back to clean it up. Drew Zobel fires it back into the BC's offensive zone for Brighton. Adams plays it to Poole. Zobel's there again. Zobel turns the puck around. Interception there by number 10. Shoots. That was Patrick Rohrer with the high shot, hitting the glass in the back. Rohrer again brings it into the BC zone. We got a Joe Pierce with the puck in possession. Tries to make a move on 2 Brighton checking forwards. Max DeVoe comes around, circles back with it to Poole. Poole, number 11, fires it forward to Larkin Bianco. Bianco ends up with it back on his stick once again. Streaking Dylan Terrell gets the pass before it's knocked away by Brighton. Pass in front, shot. Goes up and over Owen Morgan. No goal. Brighton again with possession, takes a shot, slides by Morgan's left. We got an offsides. .10:30 left in the first period. Bulls up 1-0 on an Alex Burpee goal. Chipped off of Dylan Terrell's stick and goes back in deep into the Bulls offensive zone, where Joe Pierce is waiting for it. Pierce unable to control it. Puck travels the length of the ice. Brassey fires it into the corner for Brighton. Land behind the net. Shot gets on goal. They end up with it again. That was Natalie Lance with an attempt at a shot. Poole's able to move it out. Bianco and Lance chase after the puck. Poole still fighting for it. Is able to get it free. Tries to advance on the goalie and can't. Ooh. Number 19, Emmett Land with the puck there. Looks like we might have got a tripping call here against Broome. And in fact, we do. So we have our first penalty of the game. Broome on the power penalty kill, Brighton on the power play. Adams and Pfeiffer out there at forward. Puck played all the way back to the Brighton goalie. It's number 12, Brassey, making a move towards the BC offensive end. Stuck's in the corner, and they'll look to set something up. Moves it around to number 10, Patrick Rohr. Rohr goes cross ice to Emmett Land. Land looks, shoots, saved by Morgan. Brighton plays it at their blue line. Pass intercepted by Adams, puts it ahead to Pfeiffer. It's a foot race though. And it looks like Brighton wins that face-off, where Land takes over. Land makes a power move in at the goalie Morgan, unable to get off a clean shot. Land fires it back behind the BC net. Played out to the defenseman, Matthew Brassey. Brassey over to Rohr. Rohr shoots, save Morgan. Puck loose, back in front, before it's cleared out by the BC penalty kill team. Dylan Terrell joins the chase now on the forecheck. Comes out aggressively. Joined by Larkin Bianco as a forward spot. Here comes Lance in, looking for a shot. Lance chips it in. Chris Pierce able to clear the zone. Rohr gets passed to a teammate, number 21, Jason Bennett. He gets a shot on Morgan, but Morgan gets the save. Closing seconds of this penalty kill here. Shot blocked by, looked like Dylan Terrell got the block. Or Broome. Lance able to keep it in. Pass to a teammate. Shot, save, Morgan. Successful penalty kill for BC here, but they'll start with a face-off in their own zone, with Max DeVoe coming in to center it, who will face off against, looks like Patrick Rohr. At the last minute, Brighton tried to make some substitutions, but it was a little bit too late, so the players being sent back off, and the original fivesome is back on the ice now. DeVoe wins the face-off back to Joe Pierce. Poole chips it ahead. Can't find a teammate. Puck loose at center ice. Rohr gets it for Brighton. We got a puck battle against the boards near center ice here. Control gained by BC. Poole with it now. Chips it ahead for Max DeVoe. DeVoe puts it safely into the Brighton defensive side. Here comes Bianco, tries to make a move towards the net where the puck comes loose. 22, Drew Zobel able to get it for Brighton and kick it back out. Brendan Poole's got the puck on his stick right now, looks ahead, can't connect with his teammate, and we'll get an icing. Adams will take the face-off, but deep in his own zone. Taking a moment to adjust the goal. Adams on the draw, wins it out to Brock Malzak. Malzak picking up a head of steam across the center ice and the blue line before losing control of the puck as it goes into the corner. Pfeiffer comes away with it, makes a move on the goalie, looks, shoots, save. Offensive face-off for Broome. Adam wins it to himself. Puck stuck behind the net. Moves around to the corner. Now Zach comes in aggressively, able to gain possession for the Bulls. Adams' pass is intercepted, and the Bulls are on the defensive end now. Shot, saved by Morgan. Puck pops up in the air. And played out to Malzak at center ice. Brighton comes the other way with it. Carson Meehan leads it for Lance. Ends up on Chris Pierce's stick, plays it behind the net to his teammate Alex Burpee. Here comes Adams. Plays across. It's Chris Pierce. Chris Pierce, a long pass off a Piper's stick, heads towards the goalie, and they'll cover it for a face-off. Mazzio comes out for the face-off along with O'Brien and Lavish. Puck loose along the boards. Patrick Rohr comes away with it. Number 10 for Brighton tries to get off a shot that's blocked by Brendan Poole. Then comes in for a check in the corner. Able to separate the puck and send it out near center ice. Ends up on Poole's stick again. Head up, makes a move, passes to his teammate, Ben O'Brien, who loses control of it. And Mazzio will have to go back and get it. Pierce fires it back in and around the boards. Mazzio at center ice, chips it ahead. Chases it himself. Larkin Bianco makes a steal, comes in with the puck, loses his footing, and Brighton will be able to make a play the other way before giving it up to Poole. Bianco again, aggressive on the forecheck, able to get a puck, make a move on the goalie, makes a move. Ooh, what a save by the Brighton goalie. Goalie Horowitz has had a couple nice saves so far here for Brighton. Also, as well as Owen Morgan playing a good game in net for the BC Bulls. We're going to get a face-off here in the Broome offensive side of things. It looks like Max DeVoe is going to take the face-off. Ref setting the players in the right position. DeVoe wins the face-off to Terrell. He spins it around the back end. Puck's on Brassy's stick right now, who plays it ahead to Emmett Land. Emmett Land sends it the length of the ice for an icing call. Face-offs will come all the way back, and then the BC offensive side of things. Terrell will take the face-off. Terrell pushes it forward where it ends up on Matthew Brassy's stick for Brighton. And Brighton will try to break out here. Here comes Lance, number 6. Fires it in on net but misses wide. Terrell knocks it out of the air before number 20 Ethan Flannery takes an attempt at it for Brighton. Brighton working it around the perimeter now. Tried to make a centering pass that's intercepted by Larkin Bianco. He gives it to his teammate, Max DeVoe. DeVoe trying to drive the net. Wraps around, takes a shot, winds up loose in front of the net. The goalie there, Horowitz, was able to poke it away from a nice move there by Max DeVoe, trying to curl around the net for a score. Unable to do it, though. It was a good goaltender. Bianco couldn't quite reach the long pass, and Adams will come out for a forecheck, number 23. Here comes Brighton. Chris Pierce plays across ice to Burpee. Adams can't chip it out of the zone. So that leaves it with Jason Bennett there and for Brighton in the corner. He plays it to the other corner. And Pfeiffer tries to get it out. Cannot. Stopped by number 11, Josh Verna. But Pfeiffer gets it back and makes a move. He's on the loose, 2-on-1 with Malzak. Makes a move on first defender before losing his footing or getting knocked down there right in front of the goalie, so no shot on goal. Plays it in front of the goalie. Again, no shot on goal, and Brighton will move the other way. Pass. Shot attempt. Number 11, Josh Verna, could not quite get it on his stick to get a clean look at it. Here comes number 10, Patrick Rohr. He can't get a clean look either. Malzak makes an attempt at it at the blue line. Or it ends up with Alex Burpee with a minute left. Adams wide open at the blue line. Good long pass by Burpee. Adams makes a move, shoot, and stop by Horowitz, the goalie. What a pass, what a move, and what a save. Some good hockey. Pfeiffer circles, looks, passes over to Joe Pierce. Joe Pierce now looking over to Adams. Adams tries to make a pass that goes between Pierce and Pfeiffer to nobody, so they'll have to go back and get it with 30 seconds left. About 20 seconds left, ends up on Emmett Land's stick. He takes a shot wide that ends up on the boards. Malzak trying to make one last push for Broome. Ends up back with Adams before it's taken by Land. So final 6 seconds left there. We got Natalie Lance takes a shot, saved by Owen Morgan. And we'll go into the end of the first period with the Bulls with a 1-0 lead. And we'll see you in 15. Here we go. We're starting up the second period here with the Bulls pushing it into their offensive zone. It's Adams in the corner. Plays it back. Brock Malzak looks, shoots, or passes, excuse me, to Adams, whose shot goes wide, high up over the net. Adams got it back. Pass in front. Puck loose. Bulls can't jam it home. And here comes Brighton the other way. Number 19, Land, takes a shot on goal, saved by Morgan. Malzak makes the steal, pushes it out towards center ice. Goes into the corner. Check, separates Brighton from the puck. Pfeiffer comes in to help. Malzak takes a check, but Pfeiffer comes away with the puck. Looks to Adams. Adams makes a move back to Pfeiffer. Oh, hits some posts, and the goalie makes a sprawling attempt to keep it out of the net, and is able to. Pfeiffer picks up a head of steam at center ice. Comes in, leaves it for Chris Pierce. Chris Pierce chips it back to him in the corner. Adams moves behind the net. Leaves it back for Pfeiffer. Tries to turn around, take a quick shot, but can't keep control of it. And the puck will hurry the other way, where Jason Byrne is in a foot race with Alex Burpee, but Owen Morgan's able to shut the puck down and get it going the other way. Chris Pierce applies a hit to give the puck back to Broom. Here comes Malzak, pushes it ahead towards the goalie, and he'll cover it. We had to take a timeout there, equipment timeout there. The Horowitz's skate broke, so it took a few minutes to get his skate fixed and back attached to his, the blade attached to his skate, and we're ready to go here with a BC offensive face-off. That's DeVoe chasing it down, unable to keep hold of it, and here comes Brighton on the other way. Shot, paddled down by Morgan. That was Natalie Lance with the shot there, number 6 for Brighton, almost getting through, but Morgan able to keep it safely out of the net. Joe Pierce locked in a puck battle behind the net. Max DeVoe joins him, and Pierce comes away with it momentarily. Puck played back along the boards. Well, takes the check. Returns the check. Puck loose in front, but knocked away by a broomstick. Here comes Lant, circling. Sends it in front, but none of his teammates were ready for it. So out it comes the other way, and looks like we're going to get a power play here on a tripping call. So Broom goes on the power play after a tripping call. Shot by Perky goes wide to the goalie's left. Plays behind the net from Piper to Adam. Adam circles, takes a shot, saved by the goalie Hurwitz. BC able to keep it in their zone, pucks on Adams' stick, he moves it back to Perky. Perky plays into the corner. Makes a move towards the goal, pass in front, shot by Mills, that goes over the goalie's head. Perky there again, but a rebound shot saved by Horowitz. Minute and a half left in the power play. Piper's able to keep it in the offensive zone temporarily, but Shannon is out, and Rick will have to go back. Played back by Horowitz, the Brighton goalie. Piper chases around the net, circles, finds Pierce far side. He takes a shot. It goes a little high and wide. Ends up with Adams again. Adams to Piper. Piper eyes it up, misses on a shot. Adams comes out of the corner with it, over to Chris Pierce. Pierce looks, fires on net, goes high. Adams circles, leaves it for Burpee. Burpee plays it to Piper. Piper cross ice. It goes between Burpee and Pierce, and they'll have to backtrack a little bit. Piper makes a move past the blue line. Ends up on Pierce's stick. Pierce makes a move to the outside, comes in towards the net, takes a shot, saved by Horowitz, the goalie. DeVoe on the face-off, trying to squeeze the last 2 seconds out of this power play, and that'll expire there. It'll expire with a Brighton shot. That was number 3, Carson Meehan. Brighton sends it back in behind Owen Morgan. Played in the corner. Bianco able to move it ahead to DeVoe. DeVoe crosses the blue line, comes in looking for a shot, but the puck gets away from him and ends up in the corner. Back on Bianco's stick. Bianco in front, centers it. Terrell gets a shot at it, but not able to finish. Poole keeps it in the zone with a nice pinch. And then puck's loose in front of the net with Bianco. Kick to the middle, and Brighton will try to come the other way. Bonds picks it up for Brighton, sends it in. Pierce leaves it for Poole. Poole plays it along the boards. Fired back in on Morgan, who knocks it to the side and ends up back with Poole. Joe Pierce chips it high and goes out of play. Face off to O'Brien, just outside their defensive zone. Poole able to push it head deep into the zone for the Bulls. 2 Bulls go crashing into the boards here. And Brighton tries to advance the other way. Plays up to Flaherty for number 20 for Brighton, who's not able to make an offensive play with it. And Lavish will chase. Puck ends up in the goalie's mitt for a cover. Finn O'Brien takes the face off. Brighton crosses the blue line. Says we are going to get a hooking call penalty on Broom, and we'll have to go on a little penalty kill. Pfeiffer playing short-handed here. Chips it deep into the zone and around the back where Adams is waiting for it. We'll try to set something up here short-handed, but can't. At the very least, kill a little time. And here comes Brighton the other way. Shot is blocked by Chris Pierce. Adams gets it out on Pfeiffer's stick, crosses the blue line. Back against 1 defenseman and a goalie. Tries to make a move around him. Can't, so it puck is pushed back to the boards. Pfeiffer on an aggressive forecheck, able to clear the puck, get it to Adams, shot saved by Horowitz. Brighton plays it. Adams makes a steal behind the net, tries to center it, can't find a teammate, and here comes Brighton the other way, 2-on-2. Makes a move down the backside. There's Roar, but has it knocked away by the defenseman, Chris Pierce. 1 minute here left on the penalty kill on the Joe Pierce hooking call. Here comes Brighton here, number 12, working on a head of steam, crosses the blue line. That was Matthew Brassey. Brassey still has it in the corner. Brassey chips it back to a defenseman. Ooh, stolen by Camden Adams. Nice interception there, and he's going to go in on the goal. Shoots off the pad, and then a goal. Adams makes it happen. What a goal. So the Bulls go up 2-0. Dylan Terrell takes the face off the broom, pushes it ahead deep into the zone. On a fantastic hustle play by Camden Adams, and then an earlier wrister shot from the blue line from Alex Burpee is how the Bulls have gotten their 2 goals so far today. Ooh, what a play there on defensive end by Larkin Bianco. He'll come on one-on-one with the defenseman, take a shot at Horowitz, who's able to bat it away. And Bianco ends up with it again. It goes one-on-one with Horowitz, tries again, denied by Horowitz. Some great opportunities being created there by Bianco. Puck loose in front. Owen Morgan covers. Joe Pierce plays it around the boards. And able to kick it deep into the DC offensive zone where Lavish plays it to Mazzio. Mazzio tries to center to Finn O'Brien but can't connect. Here comes Verna the other way with the puck for Brighton. Can't do much with it. Lavish able to clear out of the pack with the puck, cross the blue line with it, chips it ahead over to O'Brien, who will chase it into the corner. Puck played out at center ice, taken by Anthony Mazzio, and another good defensive play by the Bloom forwards, making some things happen by being able to either intercept passes or taking them away from the advancing Brighton players, and create a couple scoring opportunities right there like we just saw. Here comes Malzak. Malzak tries to get down the line before he's squeezed by a Brighton defenseman. Takes a shot, goes in the air off of Horowitz's goalie pads. Played into the corner. Adams keeps it in. Passes in front to Malzak. Can't get his stick on it. Pierce with the puck in his own zone. There's a back out to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer crosses the blue line. Surveys. Leaves it for Chris Pierce. Fires a slap shot saved by Horowitz. Chris Pierce pressured a little bit there, unable to hold the blue line, so the puck will end up on Burpee's stick. Burpee plays it ahead to Adams. Adams tries to split the middle, can't. Ends up back to Pierce, to Adams. Puck loose along the boards. Adams takes a hit and is separated from the puck. Burpee there back as steadily to control the puck. Gives it back up to Piper to Adams. Piper brings it in, passes the blue line, makes a move on the goalie, passes it in front. Adams cleans it up before it's taken away by a Brighton defensive player. Burpee met by the Brighton forecheck. Make a pass out in front where the puck's loose. Shot on goal. Blocked. Saved by Morgan. Sprawling Morgan keeps it out of the net. Shot by Lons goes wide to Morgan's left, and the puck's in the corner. Morgan keeping this game scoreless. Here comes Tristan White making a move, passing the blue line, and White will chase into the corner and around to the center. White with a great play, tries to get a shot off. Unable to get all of it. And back up here with Brendan Poole. Poole trying to advance, split some Brighton players, looks, shoots, and saved by Horowitz. Owen Harrison, Tristan White, and Jason Lauber out there forwards for BC. Bill Pierce retreats to get the puck behind his own net. Brighton takes a shot, puck's loose in front. Owen Harrison drops back to take care of it. Morgan able to get his paddle on it, knock it to the side. Brighton makes a move, can't get a clean look. Puck ends up in the corner.
I just want to know if he did something wrong. He did it
Pass cross ice. Verna can't connect with Land there, and the Bulls will come the other way. Here comes Jason Lava, crossing center ice. We're going to have an offsides on White. Next to Vo. Tries to carry it past the blue line. Met by some Brighton Bruins. Here comes the Bruins on the advance. It's Lance with a shot, saved by Morgan. Here comes Bianco. Number 19, Land, makes a move. Or broken up by Bianco, and he'll head up past center ice. Advances past the blue line. He's got Joe Pierce and Dylan Terrell. Leaves it for Terrell. Terrell whips a shot that goes high and over the net. Brighton's got some numbers here. Takes a shot. That was Rohr's shot that went way high and over the net. Bianco plays it in the corner. Comes Jason Bennett for Brighton. Play broken up there by the BC defense. Rohr takes a shot, goes wide. 22, Drew Stovall tries to fire it in front of the net through traffic, gets it through, but goes to the side of Morgan. Rohr plays it around for Brighton. Back to a defenseman, fires in. Looks like we have a blocked shot there by BC. Play it puck loose in the middle. Joe Pierce able to take care of it. And be sent down the other way. We'll get a line change. There's about 1:30 left here in the second period. 2-0 Bulls. Poole turns it over. Roar makes a move on one defender, makes a move on Morgan, and scores. We got a 2-1 game here, about 1:24 left in the first. Puck goes out of play. Puck chipped out of the zone and into the behind the net of the Brighton goalie. Pfeiffer and Adams look. Pfeiffer loses it, shoots, saved by the Brighton goalie, Horowitz. Wind picks up a little bit here. Brighton comes down the other way with it. They got 2-on-1 if they hurry, but saved by Morgan. Comes Anthony Mazzio, crossing center ice, crossing into the BC offensive zone. Labish chases it. Mazzio, Labish, and O'Brien trying to get a hold of it. It's Finn O'Brien, knocks it loose in front. Can't turn on it for a shot though. It's Labish. Got about 22 seconds left here. Joe Pierce breaks up that attempt by Brighton, but they get the puck back, take a shot where it's blocked by a BC player. Looks like Labish got that block. Got about 8 seconds left here in the period. 2-1 Bulls. And time will expire with the Bulls up 2-1. And we'll see you in the third period in about 15 minutes. go. Start of the third period here. 2-1 Bulls on an Adams and Chris Pierce goal. Patrick Rohr scored for Brighton. Pfeiffer loses his edge. Able to push the puck ahead. Ends up back on Chris Pierce's stick in his own zone. Burpee tries to clear it out. Can't. Land takes over for Brighton. Burpee leaves it for Adams. Adams fires it off of Malzak's stick and play it forward into the corner. Pfeiffer wraps around. Drops it in front to Malzak. Can't quite pinch it in. Adams looks, gets it out in front. Pfeiffer and Malzak are there, but neither one can get a shot off. Here comes Emmett Land the other way with Lance. Takes a shot, Land, goes to the side. Ends up loose in front. Morgan whacks at it with a stick, keeps it out of the net. Ends up loose again in front of the net. Malzak able to push through, get it up to Pfeiffer. And we'll dump it in. Malzak changes out for Dylan Terrell. Brighton with it in their own zone. Gets it out to Rohr. Rohr crosses the blue line to Land. Land shoots, goes high, way out into the horizon. I know. Two-one game. DeVoe takes a face off in his own end, gets it out to Dylan Terrell. Terrell out to Larkin Bianco. Larkin Bianco with speed heads in towards the goal. Leaves it for Terrell. Shoots. Saved by Horowitz, the Brighton goalie. Bianco and Terrell go back and forth with it behind the net, but it's cleared out the other way. Crosses the blue line. Shot on net, but Morgan's over there to save it. Brighton plays it around the perimeter. Phillips stacked, loses it, and here comes Dylan Terrell. He's got numbers if he can hurry. Leaves it for Bianco. Bianco trying to make a move, gets it out in front, bumps it around, pucks on Terrell's stick, falls down, can't get a shot on that, and here comes Brighton's Jason Bennett the other way. Bennett pushes it into the corner, chases after it. Leaves it for Vernon. Back to Bennett. DeVoe's got the puck on his stick now, moves it ahead along the boards. Brighton keeping the pressure on, though, keeping it in the zone. DeVoe finally able to clear it out. Looks like we're going to get an icing call. Brighton takes possession in their offensive zone. Shot on net. Morgan able to push it to the side. That was Brassy for the shot for Brighton. Tries again. Puck ends up in the air. Glove down by Land. Land makes a move in front of the net. Can't get a clear look. Ends up back at 25. Blocked by his own player. Shot and score by number 6, Natalie Lance. 2-2. We got a 2-2 game. Adams moves in, tries to connect with Malzak, can't. And here comes Brighton the other way. That's Rohr, makes a move in on the net, but it's knocked to the side. Malzak powers through a check. Offsides. Offsides. Bulls play it backwards. Pierce shoves it up. Adams can't break through. Puck ends up behind the boards, behind the net. Burpee has a pass deflected. Chipped ahead into the Bulls' offensive zone. Pierce picks this one off. Plays it into the corner. Staff plays it for Brighton. Back the other way. Off of Burpee's chest, keeping it in the zone. Burpee with it on his stick. Everybody gets on sides and chases after it. Burpee again holding the blue line. Adams drops back to take care of the puck. Burpee tries to send it in the air, but it's knocked down. Now Zach looks, circles back. Burpee's pass is deflected away by Josh Verna. Tries to get a shot on net. No harm done. Viper crosses the red line, the blue line, takes a far shot on net, goes high and over the net. Adams is there, draws a penalty. Power play here for the BC Bulls. Tie game 2-2. Land puts some pressure on Brennan Poole, chasing him around on the forecheck. Pass attempted for Dylan Terrell. Didn't see it coming, and we got an icing call. Bulls looking to set something up here on a power play. Try to break this 2-2 tie. Here comes Joe Pierce, carries it in the zone and dumps it in. He'll chase after it himself. Leaves it back for Bianco at the point. Shots deflected down and into the corner. Ends up on Poole's skates. Poole's got some company by Land for Brighton. Land still chasing. Here comes Brennan Poole, crosses center ice, brings it in himself, makes a move now to the corner. Coming around back behind the net, trying to play it in front to a teammate. Gets it out for Joe Pierce. Joe Pierce can't connect with a teammate and the puck will go the other way. Here comes Bianco, will come back and get it, plays it off the boards to Joe Pierce. Here comes Joe Pierce. Ends up on Bianco's stick. Bianco's going to look to shoot. Gets deflected, knocked down, shoots again, save, shoots again, save. Couple saves there by Horowitz to keep the Bulls off the scoreboard. Bulls got 30 seconds or so left on the penalty power play. Shot by Pierce goes high. Adams picks it up and scores. Score Bulls 3-2 on the power play. Get a couple good ones here so I can give a real good goal call. All right, we got a 3-2 lead here. 1:19 left in the game here on a power play goal for Broome. We got Owen Harrison out there playing forward along with Megan Miller and Tristan White. Puck battle along the boards. Miller chases. Harrison and Miller able to break up that shot attempt. And the puck comes the other way with Owen Harrison chasing down, finds it in the corner, looks, passes in front, shot by Tristan White, just misses. Beautiful play from Harrison to White. Harrison on the forecheck again, White on the forecheck. Puck played deep behind Owen Morgan. Out to Cam Adams. Cam Adams plays it ahead to Piper. Piper will have one defender in front of him and draws a penalty. Wolves take over on the power play. Pass broken up by Land. Land going one-on-one when Owen Morgan looks, comes in, shoots, and scores. We're back to a 3-3 game on a shorthanded goal there by number 19, Emmett Land. Made a nice defensive play and took it all the way and beat the goalie Owen Morgan. So now we're tied at 3 with 9 minutes left. Pfeiffer plays it to Pierce. Long pass outlet to Adams. Adams comes in with Malzak 2-on-2. Adams looks, leaves it for Pfeiffer, shoots and scores! Bulls score! There we go. We got action fast and furious here. That's 4-3 on a Will Pfeiffer goal. So just under 9 minutes left. With the Bulls back up 4-3. Puck loose behind the net. Brandon Poole there picks it up. Passes it ahead to Max DeVoe. DeVoe plays it to Dylan Terrell. Terrell looks to shoot. Saved by Horowitz. Puck played out of bounds. About 8 minutes left here. Bulls with possession of the puck, pushing it into the corner by Joe Pierce. Puck is loose. Terrell and DeVoe looking for it. Ends up on Bianco's stick. Bianco turns, shoots on goal. Quick shot saved by Horowitz. Puck escapes him, and here comes Lance the other way. Gives it up to Lant. The last two goal scorers for Brighton get a rush on Morgan, but he's able to make a save there. Here comes Bianco back the other way. Bianco crosses the blue line, 1-on-3 here, before a Brighton defender is able to pry the puck away from him. Ends up back on Brennan Poole, stick number 11. He'll move it up to Dylan Terrell, bounces off a skate, and here comes the big guy Land again, looking for a shot, goes wide to Morgan's left. Chipped ahead, Joe Pierce got a man on him. pushes it ahead, ends up on Terrell's skate, centers it, and Horowitz bounces it away. Bianco leaves it in the corner. Joe Pierce tries to clear it, can't get as far as he quite wanted it to, so Land takes it. Land shoots, and it's going to go way off into the hills. Wolves control the faceoff in their own zone. Mazzio in a puck battle in the corner. Chris Pierce helps him out, but can't clear the zone. Here comes Mazzio. Got a head of steam. He's got Finn O'Brien with him. Plays it to the corner, shoots across, puck is loose. Horowitz is able to get just enough on of it to keep it out of the net. Alex Burpee with a great play to keep it in the offensive zone. Once again, there holding the blue line. Moves it up. Finn O'Brien in the middle of the pack. Can't get a clear shot off, and Brighton will take over. Chris Pierce having a little trouble with the handle there. Pushes it into the corner. Both men go down. The puck is loose. Mazzio chasing after it for the Bulls. Puck is still loose in the corner. Played out to a Brighton defenseman. Winds up, shoots wide. Puck comes out. Oh, we got a player down. So we'll have to tend to that. So the player down was Lucas Labish. He was helped off the ice and being tended to right now. And we'll play 5-on-5 hockey here. We got 5 minutes, 37 seconds left. Bulls are up 4-3 in the third period. Here comes Camden Adams, tries to make a move, can't, and he'll be offsides. Brighton takes over, pushes ahead to Land. Land takes a shot on goal. Owen Morgan with the save. Land gets it back, wraps it around. Another shot on goal, hits a couple bodies. Morgan able to keep it out of the net, and the goalie's going to pause play. Puck comes around the glass. Pfeiffer tries a long outlet pass to Malzak, goes a little bit too far and will get icing. Adams takes the face-off. Ends up on a Brighton stick. Morgan with a great play to keep it out of the net. Again on a Brighton stick. Another move in by Land. He shoots and scores. Four game here, 4 minutes and 47 seconds left. Puck in the BC zone, but not for long. Out breaks number 21, Jason Bennett for Brighton. And we got a whistle. Face off taken by DeVoe for the Bulls. Puck kicked around along the boards. Loose at the blue line. Played ahead by number 11, Josh Verna. Josh Verna comes in, shoots. Puck played to the side. Owen Morgan covers. Face off, Land ends up on his stick. He makes a backhanded shot, misses wide, and it heads around the back. Brendan Poole playing it there. Met by Lance, pass in front, broken up, and the Bulls will try to go their way. Owen Hoyerson chasing, pushes it down to Finn O'Brien. That's going to be, puck goes into the zone, but we had some BC Bulls offside, so we couldn't quite chase after it. Puck is loose in front of the net. Brendan Poole knocks it out to the defenseman on Brighton. Brighton takes a shot. It is deflected into the corner. Nazio, pass in front, saved by Morgan. He'll cover it up. Face off in the BC zone, whipped around the boards and out of the defensive zone. Brock Malzak will chase it down. Malzak gets to it, makes a great play on it, feeds it back to Adams, back to Pfeiffer's stick, kicked away by Brighton, and it'll head the other way. Brighton makes a move, passes it up to number 21, Jason Bennett, and we got a whistle for some
have an equipment problem with the Brighton HFL. You can get it. So when they're doing Jacob behind it, will come on the ground. Here comes Candy Adams testing the middle. Adams looks, passes in front, but it's deflected. Coming along back end, Piper tries to stop it fast. Boards as the snow starts to fall here. Flurries Adams a front shot. Saved by the new goal Congo. Shot again. Deflected. Adams gets it chipped out in front. Rolls over the zone. Pinned against the boards. Adams cuts it right over. To Malzak. Crossing around. Adams picks it up. Shoots to the side. Tries the center. Can't. Comes back out to Blakely. Shoots it in the zone. Comes across to Malzak. Malzak comes with the defense. Leads it to Piper. Piper to Adams. Goal ahead, goal here. way too soon. We're at 6-6, up in the corner, center in the front, out the 43 seconds up, 40 front. Seconds up, goals up 7-6 on a block, Malzad goal. Save on Murray. For Brighton, they have 6 scores. Save on Murray. Face off. Seven, 6.